Alright, you guys, welcome back to the channel. We're here for some more Dragon Ball gaming news. Today we just received an announcement for an upcoming announcement, specifically for the new 2025 Dragon Ball game called Project Multi. That's not going to be the official title of the game. It's still a work in progress. It's still being developed, right? So I wouldn't be surprised if they do reveal the title of the game within this upcoming announcements that we're all currently waiting for. We're going to go ahead and break everything down. So without further ado, make sure to drop a like, turn on post notifications, and let's jump straight into it. So over here on the official Project Multi Twitter page, again, stay tuned for the official title of the game. They went ahead and tweeted out on June 4th, 19 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, which is 7 p.m. PST and 10 p.m. EST if you're on the east side. The producers will release a video on the state of the game. It'll be packed full of new info, so don't miss it. Be sure to turn on your notifications. Be sure to do that for this channel as well, because as soon as we get all the info, I'll let you guys know as soon as possible. But it's about time that we're getting additional info, just because we haven't necessarily heard anything about this game for 8+ months, right? The last thing that they informed us about was this tweet right here, you know, just basically saying what they're planning for the future of the game. And not to mention, we also received a beta, which was extremely fun. I highly recommend playing Project Multi when it does release. But, you know, they listened to some of the players' feedback. We have some of the positives, you know, the highlights of what the players were saying, and even some of the cons that, you know, players didn't necessarily not like too much. For example, too many bots. I've actually experienced this. So at one point during the beta, I joined this team, but I think only me and someone else were actual online players, and the other two were bots. And we were going up against a full team of players. We just got completely annihilated. It is what it is. Not necessarily complaining, but too many bots was definitely a problem at the time. And again, this dropped back in October of 2024. So they probably fixed everything at the time of recording this video, which is June of 2025, right? So I'm just looking forward to all the details and info. Hopefully they did fix a lot of the problems that the players spoke about. You know, just major changes to the game. We got 4 bullet points over here: the Uzaru, matchmaking, hero characters, the game rules. Dude, hero characters, this game has so much potential, because so far there's only 10 confirmed. We'll go ahead and talk a little bit more about that. I digress, I apologize. But going back over here, they went ahead and dropped this YouTube link. Go ahead and click on that. It's going to be a video premiere. Again, we do have the time down here, bottom left corner, June 4th at 7 p.m. And if you guys don't necessarily know what this game is, it's basically a MOBA style Dragon Ball game, which stands for Multiplayer Online Battle Arena. It's 2 teams going against each other. You know, it depends on the game mode, because there were multiple game modes within the short beta that we played. One of them is the traditional one where, you know, 2 players go up above the map, 2 players go underneath the map, and then we just try to destroy the opposing members' bases while defending our own. And each player will have their very own abilities, you know, unique stats. It's very, very, very fun. I can't recommend it enough. I know it's not one of those original 3D fighting games like Xenoverse or Sparking Zero, so probably a lot of players aren't necessarily going to be interested in this, which is totally fine, to each their own. But man, from what I've played so far, it's top tier. Just take a look at the graphics. Well, this is not in-game graphics, it's a Goku render, but the game looks pretty much just like this. Manga accurate. It's up there with fighters, man. Probably even better than Sparking Zero, not going to lie. Very cool Goku render right there. And some of the cutscenes for the supers and ultimates, top tier. So yeah, stay tuned for this. And if I haven't mentioned, latest update from producers. So the producers themselves just going to let us know what's up with the game, right? Because we haven't necessarily heard anything for the last 8 months. I know according to this image here, it does say June 4th at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, but that's an error on their parts. They went ahead and followed up with this tweet. There was a mistake in the release date of the video. The correct release date will be 6/4, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, like what I've been saying throughout the entire video, right? So if you're going based off this image, don't, because it's 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's even over here on the YouTube page, right? So this trailer, thanks to Air Dokon over on Twitter, is going to be 6 minutes and 36 seconds long, which is pretty dang epic if you ask me. That's a ton of info because, again, I'm used to the shorts 1 to 2 minute trailers like what they always do for Sparking Zero, Xenoverse 2, and Fighters, stuff like that. But 6 minutes? That's crazy. We're going to go ahead and speculate a little bit what we could potentially see within the 6 minutes of this producer trailer over here. First thing I would like to see is the official title of the game. So this is something that we broke down here on the channel. Apparently it's been leaked thanks to the Steam database. Dragon Ball Project Multi's real name has been supposedly revealed. Again, stay tuned for the 100% confirmed information by the producers themselves. So take this with the smallest grain of salt. However, again, this was trademarked a couple months ago, and even the Steam database, you know, updated their sources with this name right here, Dragon Ball Gekishin Squadra, which sounds pretty cool to me. Not necessarily the best title in the world, but it is what it is. I don't necessarily care that much. It's just the title of the game, people. Calm down. You know what I mean? But this is the image over here. They went ahead and updated the name from Project Multi to Gekishin Squadra. And then a couple hours later, they went ahead and reverted the name from Gekishin Squadra back to Project Multi, because obviously it wasn't supposed to be revealed just yet. You know, they have to make the official announcements, whether it's going to be within this trailer here, which I'm assuming so, because it's been leaked already. So name of the game, as well as an additional beta. Imagine, you know, before the 6 minutes of the producer video is up, they drop a Project Multi trailer confirming the title of the game and announcing a second beta, right? Wouldn't that be epic? So this is the first beta, nothing new here. Don't get your hopes up too high. And these are the old times, again, back in 2024. This time around, however, I would like to see additional characters. If, you know, it's the same 10 for this new potential beta, then that's totally fine, so be it. If there's no beta at all, then that's fine as well, because I already got to play the game. But I know a lot of other players will like a beta. But it would be cool if they just reveal new characters from that producer video, because these are the 10 confirmed so far. Now, these characters are transforms: Trunks, Goku, Cooler, and Vegeta, but you can play as their base forms as well. So yeah, you can transform during the actual gameplay. The combat is insane with the animations, the cutscenes that they provide. God tier, right? So these are the 10 confirmed: Goku and Super Saiyan. If you want to count the transformations as different characters, then go ahead. Krillin, Piccolo, Zamasu, Android 18, Trunks or Future Trunks, Majin Buu, Cooler, Kid Gohan, and Vegeta. This game has so much potential, because what about the transformations? Is it going to be something similar to Sparking Zero, where we're going to have a Z Goku, a Super Goku? You know what I mean? Because we have this Goku right here, top left corner. Base form, he can use the Kaioken technique for some of his abilities, and his awakened state is Super Saiyan. But what about Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3? I know this is just the beta, so obviously in the real game, they'll probably update the character, or maybe there'll be standalone separate characters, you know, multiple Gokus in the roster. It's just so cool to think about. A ton of potential. And then we have the God forms: Blue Kaioken, original God, Super Saiyan 4 from Dragon Ball GT. You know what I mean? We have a few characters from the original DBZ anime, 7, I believe. Yeah, Goku, Krillin, Piccolo, Vegeta, Gohan, Majin Buu, Trunks, and Z movie characters are confirmed: Cooler, and even Dragon Ball Super characters, Zamasu and Android 18. That's obviously from Dragon Ball Super Tournament Power, the pink jumpsuit, right? So already Z movies, Z, and Super. We need to see some GT characters. Now, when the game does officially drop, I'm not expecting to get a giant roster, right? No, they're going to be updating this game throughout the years with season passes, DLCs, whatever it may be. Again, this is my first MOBA, so don't necessarily know the longevity of mobile games, but you know what I mean? Just the potential behind this in terms of the characters and transformations. I'm looking forward to this. So when the game does drop, you know, obviously these 10 characters will be in the game, but maybe a few more, maybe like 14 characters up to 20 characters. You know, again, not too familiar with mobile games. And last but not least, maybe a new game mode, because literally during that 2-week beta period, they went ahead and dropped a new mode called Land Grab within the beta, mind you. So that was already 2 game modes confirmed. The original, you know, take down the team bases while defending your own, and the second one here. So if there's like a third, potential 4th game mode when the game drops, then yeah, they're cooking for sure. So this one, it's like, I guess the easiest way to explain this would be domination or capture the flag, right? We just, you know, stay on the base until it's your team's color, and then you'll be stacking up points. You know, the first one who has the cap limit, which I believe was like 500 points, you know, your team would win. Or 200 points was the cap limit. I'm not entirely sure. We have the details right here, so feel free to read. For those who have played MOBA style games, y'all already know this game is going to be peak, right? But for the people who haven't, I highly recommend trying this game out. I'm pretty sure it's going to be free. It's free to play, which is something they should have done for Dragon Ball The Breakers. Anyway, this is it for today's video. Thank you guys for the immense support. As always, stay tuned to the channel, because anything in regards to Project Multi, I will be covering it. Yeah, this is going to be a game I will legitimately be playing. So thank you guys for the immense support as always, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Peace!